There it is. Peter Osgood, Raquel Welch. The
How do you do? It's lovely to meet you.
Well, there's something for you to remember us by anyway.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you very much.
Certainly. You met Peter Osgood before the game.
Yes, he's terrific,
which everybody's seen.
Yeah, he's much taller than I thought he was, yeah.
There he goes. There's your hero. Oh.
Look at him. If the women knew what the hell they were doing, they'd be down here watching this game and enjoying it. Watching all these lovely men doing, you know, wonderful athletic things.
Jim hasn't been in the studio this afternoon. I'll tell you the truth, we haven't seen him since.
Then, in the 80s...
That's why I believe in exercise.
Raquel joined our collective obsession with staying fit.
Is the body beautiful? And she does these exercises. And I don't want her to look like a Barbie doll, but she has one hell of a body. And I wouldn't pass her up for, you know, for a 16-year-old, one of those little new models that comes in. I mean, think of the experience that Raquel Welch has had. And if Tony Mazzola calls up, don't let him get on the phone. Just say, Bob is working his ass off to get these pictures finished. And this will all be charged to me if Tony Mazzola raises hell. Don't worry about the money. I'll pay you.
Can you imagine? I mean, it used to be that really you just, you know, you couldn't be considered desirable or anything past the age of 40. I mean, it was just over for you. And now, because of the fitness revolution and because of all the many new things that women have to play with, I mean, you can really have a much longer peak in longevity, and you can have a great quality life for pretty much all of it. And come up, same way you went down, inhale. And arms down to the side. How you doing? I've been practicing yoga since I was 35, so I think that's one of the reasons I've been able to enjoy the kind of longevity that I have, is because of that practice, which is a very spiritual practice.
A lot of women look at pictures of Raquel Welch and wonder what it would be like to look a little more like her. Now Raquel has written a book called The Raquel Welch Total Beauty and Fitness Program. The book is aimed at women of all ages who want to learn more about Raquel and more about looking beautiful. 3 women are joining us with some questions for Raquel. They are Catherine Smith. She is 35. She's a radio newscaster at WYNY in New York. Lissy Dennett is the mother of 3 grown children, and Becky Morrissey is 21 years old. She's a senior at Vanderbilt University, and good morning to all of you. And good morning, Raquel.
Good morning, good morning.
I know you all have lots of questions. Catherine, why don't you start it out?
Raquel,
Yeah.
your very image as the sex symbol helped change the consciousness in America. I mean, that you helped define. I think you helped to define what men and women viewed as being sexy. Do you think that has changed in 20 years?
Has that changed? I think it's opened up to encompass, yes, women who are more masculine, even though I myself am, I think, a kind of a masculine type of a woman. I mean, I'm not like Marilyn Monroe. I'm not really sort of, you know, I'm sort of more
a masculine kind of a woman?
Yes, I do.
I expected the words to come out of your mouth that you're very feminine.
Well, I am feminine, but I'm also kind of a tomboy in a way. I'm kind of one of the boys in a funny kind of way. I like to be part of that kind of sort of joking and camaraderie with men.
Lissy, on the subject of beauty, I know you all have questions on that subject. You want to start off?
Well, in your book you mentioned exercise, and I know we're all supposed to be doing exercise. It's good for us and very necessary. How do we motivate ourselves to do it? How do we discipline ourselves to do our exercise?
That is the best question you possibly could have asked, because that is the hardest one of all. You almost have to wait to that time where you feel the urge, and that's true. I mean, you don't want to start a big program for yourself, a diet or a big exercise, when you're just when you're just in a blue funk. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you're expecting so much of this thing that it's going to change your life and things like that, and sometimes it just lets you down and you don't feel good enough about yourself. And I think you need that extra little something, and nobody can give that to you but you, and I don't know what it is, because that magic thing where you kick yourself in the pants or light a match under your chair and you say, okay, ready. And that just happens. But when you feel it coming on,
jump on it and do it, because that's when you can stick to it, I think. Becky.
Do you feel, though, that women can get too carried away or go too far in their quest for beauty?
Yes, I do. I do. Because my life has been sort of based around physical attractiveness, and I'm very much involved in that. It's more or less my job. It's what I chose a long time ago, and I'm not unhappy about that choice. But yes, I do think that it's true that women can spend, not so much that they spend too much time on beauty, because beauty is a subjective term, but spend too much time worrying over it.
Okay, I think we're basing, you know, going from being full of anxiety, it almost sometimes becomes a little bit of an obsession, and I think that's a question Catherine has.
I think most women can be very obsessive about their looks. Oh, I have a pimple, my skin, my weight.
Yeah.
Is there anything that Raquel Welch obsesses about herself?
Oh, I am the biggest obsessionist in the world. I mean, if you want to know a list of my obsessions and all the things I don't like about myself,
Can we have one?
Just everything. I just, you know. Well, I don't really like very much about how I look, so I try to fix it up pretty well. I just do fret over a lot of little imperfections that I'm sure only I can see. And, but I think that it's natural. Do you know, it really is natural. I don't think you have to think that you're falling apart because you're obsessive about a pimple or something like that. I think that people are obsessive about things like that. We are geared to appearances. We do care what we look like and how other people perceive us. And, of course, if you're under pressure like I am, I don't know, any little thing, you know, will bother you. I'm trying to think of...
I've just been kind of waiting. If you could
well,
say
my
something,
shoulders are too broad, for one thing. And my mouth, this side sort of moves funny this way when I talk. And this eye sort of isn't the same shape as this eye over here. And...
now, would you consider going and having that changed or fixed, or...
I don't see how they could do much with it.
But if you could, I mean, this is the whole point, have we gotten to the point where we are too obsessed and go through so much cosmetic surgery and go through all of the different things in order to...
If you read history, women and men have always been obsessed by their looks and by their appearance. So it's not something just unique to us now. And they've always been obsessed with youth. We have only one place to turn for a feeling of well-being, and that's to ourselves. So we try to make ourselves as the best we can. We try to be healthier, more beautiful, get the best possibility and the sort of maximum out of who and what we have to offer in our life, because that's all we have, and that's why I think we do it.
Thank you all, and Raquel, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get in shape.
With the competition hot over what's become an extremely lucrative business, each celebrity who puts out a video claims to have the answer to fitness.
The right combination of health and beauty makes Raquel Welch's new video a hit.
To the Raquel Welch approach.
Clasp your hands behind your back. Lift your chest to the sky. Let the stress pour out of you as you come forward.
Raquel says she's a living example of how this approach works. Yoga instead of aerobics.
I'm not sure that we can escalate fitness programs any more than they already are. So my point is to be more pacifist and maybe even de-escalate and try to make something that is realistic, that fits into our lives, rather than taking over our lives.
I've devised a 7-day plan, 15 minutes every morning, because a little bit every day is a lot better than a whole bunch every once in a while. And it's easy.
Became a nationwide top 10 seller. Raquel now has a sequel to that video called A Week with Raquel, and she's joining us tonight from New York City. Welcome, Raquel.
Hi, Alan.
A Week with Raquel, that sounds like a dream come true.
No. I'll tell you what it's about, Alan. It's a kind of new method that I've devised, because I think that in lots of ways, physical perfection has become kind of an obsession. And body beautiful is really not that important to, let's say, 90% of the people in the world today. And I have to confess that even I don't have time every single day for a whole hour or hour and a half of exercise.
So I found this sort of 7-day method of 15 minutes every morning or afternoon, if you prefer, where you can do something for yourself for a feeling of well-being and health. It's a philosophy that a little bit every day is better than a whole bunch every once in a while.
Now, basically, your routine is based on yoga. Why is that?
Well, the answer to that question is simply because that's the only form I can do. I'm really a total flunk out and a wipeout in aerobics or weightlifting or most of the sort of conventional exercise programs that are out today. They're just, quite frankly, out of reach for me. The other reason that I chose it is for a kind of philosophical reason. It truly is a nonviolent method. It's about harmony with yourself and the world around us. And I think that that's really the important thing to strive for in today's world.
All right, Raquel, you feel brave enough to dish some dirt now?
Yeah.
Tell us the truth. Do you ever cheat on your exercise routine?
Absolutely. I love to cheat. That's the whole fun part. You know you're not supposed to. But then you make up for it later. It's okay.
All right, if we're following along a week with Raquel, how much can we hope to accomplish in a week or a month?
In the first week, look for a little bit of awkwardness and stumbling around and getting acquainted. And then the second week, things kind of start to fall into place. And then the third week, you start to feel pretty good about yourself and think you can do just about anything. Have your way.
Well, thank you very much, Raquel. It's a pleasure seeing you again, as always, and best of luck with the book and the video.
Thank you, Alan.
And good night, George Bernard Shaw, wherever you are.
Alan, I must say, if there's one thing that Raquel leaves us with, it's the sense that she's a woman of classic beauty and style. And after all, style and fashion and fitness all go together to create the perfect image.
Love you gave to me.
She's rich, famous, powerful, beautiful, and oh so mysterious. Men want her, women want to be like her. She's an enigma, a fiercely private woman who positively glows when she's mobbed in public. Fans see her as the perfect embodiment of health, mental and physical, a goddess who's somehow tapped into the elusive fountain of youth. We've all wondered, so I decided to try and find out the secrets of Raquel Welch.
This girl's back in town.
First clue was the treasure chest of knowledge she poured into her best-selling beauty books, and 2 exercise videos. Clearly from the crowds, I'm not the only one anxious to learn her secret, but Raquel fast put me straight about any mystical wisdom or magical elixirs.
I don't think there is any real secret to eternal youth, and I think that if you go into an exercise program thinking that it's going to make you look young forever or anything like that, then you're kind of, how can I say, I think you're kind of cheating yourself. What you will do is you will look the best that you are for that moment in your time, but you may never see the bright side of 19 again, and you better be ready for that, you know?
That realization at a time in Raquel's life when she felt herself slowing down put her on the trail of an important discovery. That led to the development of a realistic system of exercise anyone can use. I went behind the scenes in search of yet another clue to her secrets. A week with Raquel is for busy people who cannot spend 90 minutes a day working out. Her 15-minute routine proved so effective, video sales rocketed into the nation's top 5. But Raquel, why the shortcut?
I've always flunked out of doing really strenuous gym-type weight exercises or any kind of aerobics, jogging, things that I would love to do. I've been able to dance for quite a number of years in my career, but there came a point in my mid-30s where I just couldn't hack it anymore. And I found that yoga gave me the things that I needed.
With yoga, the mystical and practical fused to form the basic elements of her new system. Good. Raquel and her director husband made the video in New York, their new home. I asked why the California girl moved east.
I love the West Coast. I spent all my life since I was 2 years old in California until very recently, until the last, it's coming up to about 5 years now I've been in New York City. I love New York. It's a hectic pace. The people are the best. I really think that New Yorkers are the best in the world. I mean, they have more guts and more sense of humor and more sort of feeling about being part of the human race than any other city I've ever come across.
Fitness through yoga is only part of Raquel's health and beauty secret. She also believes in lots of R&R. And when you're rich as well as gorgeous, that means jetting off to your own Caribbean island. Mustique is as idyllic as it is exclusive. The hideaway island of Mick Jagger and British royalty.
It's an oasis, it's a retreat, yes, from the front lines. It's very much a refuge for Andre and myself, and we're building a home there. You go down there really to do absolutely nothing. No high-rise hotels, no intruders, no paparazzi, no real discos, no place to have to get dressed up for, quite frankly. You know, if you just don't want to put on your makeup and want to drag around in a pair of old cutoffs or something, that's perfectly fine and accepted. And I think that's why we do it.
But if you want to dress up, it's impossible to overdo it on Mustique. Especially when Raquel helped good neighbour, Lord Glenconner, welcome Britain's Princess Margaret to the island.
There are some other high-profile, we might say, people who hide out in Mustique that I won't sort of mention personally. The reason that Mustique and places like that are so good is because they do. Just when you think you never want to face it all again, revitalize you and make you think, well, I feel pretty good right now. I think I might like to see some action, and I think that's nice.
When Raquel springs into action, she is tireless. Between public appearances, books, exercise and music videos, and her Crystal Light commercials, she is ever seeking new challenges.
We all have our beauty secrets. Mine? Well, it's not this hair. It's a diet soft drink. I don't mean Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke. It's Crystal Light. Perfect after exercise, or even just thinking about exercise. Terrific taste. And this little beauty's only 4 calories.
Crystal Light Diet Soft Drink Mix. 100% NutraSweet.
And that's my secret.
A healthy body means a healthy mind, and if those two things can kind of be together, that hopefully that will make a better person, a better relationship, a better family, a better future for everybody. That's kind of idealistic, but that's the way I think of it.
Raquel Welch, the winning workout.
When I've been hurt and I've been down and I've been pushed, kicked around, she's back.
Life has had its ups and downs for the super sex goddess of the 60s, thrice married and divorced, and lately making $1 out of music and fitness videos.
Breathe in and go for it.
She might be 48, but there's still plenty to inspire the millions of dreamers still carrying a torch for Raquel Welch.
But her marriage to third husband, Andre Weinfeld, was coming apart.
I sort of designed my whole life so that I would not have to make decisions based on some guy telling me what to do. But by the same token, I can't be all the time trying to wear the pants. It just doesn't work. I've made those mistakes in my relationships because I really didn't understand that.
By 1987, the couple had decided to go their separate ways.
In my particular case, if I can say this without sounding crass, I think the marriage failed, but the relationship won. And I don't feel that our separation and the eventual dissolving of the marriage is a failure.
Like, for instance, working together on her very next video. Tony Harris, Entertainment This Week.
Look good, feel good. With Raquel Welch's fabulous new video, Raquel Lose 10 Pounds in 3 weeks. With a combination of diet and exercise, Raquel's video program makes it easy to get in shape.
This program is designed to get you in shape fast. And by that I mean in just 3 weeks.
And every video comes complete with a full diet sheet detailing what to eat and when. Get in shape with Raquel Welch. Out now from Majestic Home Video. Available from these stores.
Raquel, one of the most beautiful women in the world. How does she do it? Learn her secrets. Diet and exercise on one video. The first time ever. In stores January 1st. It's called Lose 10 Pounds in 3 Weeks. And it's Raquel.
This program is designed to get you in shape fast. And by that I mean, in just 3 weeks. This routine combines yoga stretches, aerobic conditioning, and free weights. That's why it's called cross-training.
This breakthrough plan alternates upper and lower body workouts and exclusive weekly diets enclosed with every cassette. America's ready for another hit from Raquel, and it's Lose 10 Pounds in 3 weeks, backed by a major marketing effort. Weight loss is the #1 reason women exercise. They want to be fit, and they're on the way with Raquel's Lose 10 Pounds in 3 weeks, priced at only $19.99.
The #1 reason that people do exercise is usually so that they can burn some calories and lose weight. And that's why this latest video that I put out is about diet and exercise, because I think it's the sort of, whatever you want to call it, dynamic duo. You know, you have to have this gruesome twosome in order to really cut it and get back in shape again.
In recent years, fat was out and thin was in. But to Welch, fitness is not a fad.
I ain't never gonna be Sylvester Stallone.
If we all just sort of slump down and say, hey, well, man, you know, this ain't hip anymore. You know, let me chill out on this. Well, then what? You know, then what? Then you just let it go right when you really need it. I think this is when we really need it now, because I think there's going to be a few tough times ahead, and I think you got only yourself to look to.
When you think of Raquel Welch, what do you think of first? Well, Raquel these days is hoping that your answer to that question is her body. You see, Welch has out a new fitness video called Lose 10 Pounds in 3 weeks that leads you to believe that you can get into the kind of shape Raquel is in now.
Everybody ready for the lower body workout?
Ready.
Yes. All right.
The strange thing is that for a long time, Welch hated it when she was publicized for her body and not her talent.
Because I have an overall glamorous kind of an image, and I have certainly, you know, sort of emphasize that about my personal self, that it kind of eclipses some of the work I've done as an actress. And it's a kind of a thing that has been traditional through movie history, that if you have an attractive young actress, that you do sort of tend to exploit that aspect of her physicality more than you exploit her talent in many ways.
We're sculpting.
She decided if she was going to be known for her body, she may as well cash in on it. So she wrote a fitness book and then did an exercise video.
I've tried to just make the best of the opportunities that came my way, and most of them haven't been that illustrious. The only word that I have in my vocabulary that helps control it a little bit is no. But occasionally you have to say yes to something and make the best of it.
Let's get those heart rates up.
The 3 fitness videos Raquel has done may not show off her talent as an actress, but they have been lucrative.
Their regimen, part of their lifestyle, and that I can help them in some way with my experience, and that, you know, it's profitable for me too. You know, makes it a good deal all the way around.
Raquel seems to be having the last laugh. Not only are her fitness videos successful, at age 48, Welch is finally happy to be known for her body.
You can get a lot of bad raps that way because you're considered just a glamour symbol. But, you know, I'm not complaining.
Clearly, the success of these videos is based on the celebrity as a role model. For 49-year-old Raquel Welch, veteran of 3 videos, the answer is meditation.
We've said everything there is to know about thinning the thighs, tightening the buttocks, the upper arms, the underarms, and now we're saying, in the 90s, guys, I'm saying, think about some of the inside.
I've really been sort of up for grabs so many times, so often, that it's become like stress is almost like an old friend.
Like a wave that ebbs and flows, moving.
It's no wonder, then, that her most recent video deals with stress.
Down to the soles of your feet.
She's a survivor. She's somebody who's gone past all the critical barbs that she's received and earned a place for herself, shown herself to be a smart businesswoman.
This woman has been a sex symbol probably longer than I've been having sex. Yeah. And she's certainly not slowing down at all. She's still a sex symbol. Give it up for Raquel Welch. pumps. I'm a pump fanatic.
You like my shoes?
Oh. You should never take those off.
Well, I wore those to pump you up.
Take a deep breath, Raquel, because as Betty Davis once said,
it's going to be a bumpy ride.
I mentioned the word sex symbol, and you've been that ever since I can remember. Does it put a lot of pressure on you?
Well, it's getting a little old, and so am I.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
See, that is an inspiration.
No, it ain't.
Yes,
it's just tiring.
I mean, that makes me feel like yes.
No. No, it's not a big achievement. It's, you know, what we all go through. You know, we're sort of aging every minute, but
you look so good at 49.
Yeah, but...
Well, you don't realize there's some kids screaming and their parents are 49. And
yeah, but
you don't look like nobody's mama.
Without trying to change your breathing in any way, simply bring your attention to it and notice whether your belly is expanding or flattening as you inhale. If you would enjoy closing your eyes while you're doing this, it may help you concentrate.
Now, what is that from?
If you'd like to close your eyes while we're doing this, no.
No. What is that from?
That's from my new video called Body and Mind, which is about relaxation and stress relief.
Okay, now there are a lot of videos that you can rent or buy. What makes this one different from all the others?
Well, you know, I was pretty maxed out on doing another video. It was like, please don't make me do it. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But I found this other thing to do, which is really not an exercise video. It's about really dealing on the inside. We've talked a lot about, you know, the outside in past, well, on this show even, in the, you know, just a little while ago.
And your own videos, a lot of them were the outside.
Yeah, and all of my videos are about get your butt in shape for the beach. But I think it's kind of time now that we really kind of concentrate on something more substantial on the inside and realize that beauty and strength and wisdom and decisions and priorities and all those choices that we have to make really come from the inside. And they have to come from a peaceful, harmonious state. And it's a real simple, like, key to this. That's why I thought I'd do a video on it, because the world's in such a state of transition. I know I am, personally. That I really needed this. And all you have to do to keep from being really stressed out to the max is you have to just get a kind of hold on abdominal breathing. Because basically when you get scared or anxious about anything, it can be that you're late for work, it can be that you don't like your job, it could be your boyfriend, anything could happen. Funny thing goes on, you stop breathing. Hold your breath and you get...
You know, when I walked in your dressing room, you were making that noise. You remember when I walked in, you were sitting in the chair and you were making that... Now, you were getting ready for this experience?
Which experience is that?
You know, the people.
I'm
America.
sorry, this double entendre stuff is really kids.
You know, because I mean, I'm interested in this thing because I have a lot of stuff
you have a
that
lot
I'm
of
in
stuff
charge
you're
of.
producing and you're starring in this. You're a hot ticket. I mean, you've got so much stuff. Chunky A. You got. I don't know. They're gonna make dolls out of you pretty soon. So. And so, you know, it's a lot of pull on your time and your energy resources.
So here, let me put my hands in and teach me to do it. No, show me how to...
Show you how to what?
You
don't need lessons, tell me that's not true.
Show me how to reduce stress and, I mean, what's the basic...
Okay, the basic key is abdominal breathing. And all it means is that you, as you saw on the tape very briefly there, you just have to concentrate on the position of the breath, which is below the navel. Not that far below. But it's below the navel. And you kind of
just concentrate on this and breathe in the abdominal breathing. It's very hard.
Don't tell too much now. Don't tell too much because you want them to get the video.
I can't. No, I really can't. It's kind of complicated, even though it's very simple. And the principle behind it is this, so it doesn't sound like I'm just talking through my hat. But the why was that funny?
No, I just...
But what else could I talk through?
No.
Anyway, you have the dirtiest laugh, Arsenio.
Your boyfriend's going to be so upset about this show.
I don't think so, really.
You have a boyfriend, right?
Of course I do, yeah.
Wait. Forget the breathing. Lock her boyfriend up in her dressing room.
I don't need you anymore, baby.
I can die now. I spoke to Raquel Welch today. Yeah, me, Neil Cavuto, the business nerd. And boy, oh boy, did the Hollywood bombshell ever open up.
And she's been a major player in the fitness and strength reduction, or stress reduction. I can't talk today. Stress reduction video market. Welcome. I wasn't too nervous, was I? How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
God, I'm so nervous, but I'll be fine.
Please welcome Raquel Welch.
To meet you. Thank you. Nice to meet you too, Bonnie.
Please welcome the inimitable Raquel Welch.
How are you? Nice to see you. Great to have you. Great to sit here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. How lovely to see you. So they're very thrilled to see you. Well, here you are. You're looking all posh with us, with a lovely new hat as well.
Yes, it's a Vivian Westwood, in fact, you know.
Please help us welcome Raquel Welch. Welcome. Thank you. Please sit down.
Raquel Welch. Good evening. Harald Junke. So, Raquel, stay with us for a second. So, also, Harald, komm her. Jetzt machen wir einen Deal. Also ich dränge mich da gerne ein bisschen ins Bild. Wir machen jetzt die schönste Semmel der Welt. Sie ist die Wurst und wir beide sind die Semmeln. Du bist also, ja, ein Foto. So, ein Foto von uns dreien. It's only one of us three. Bin ich drauf? Bin ich sicher drauf? Kann man notfalls den Junke wegschneiden? Ja. Jetzt nicht mehr. So, danke schön. Danke, thank you für unsere internationalen Fotografen. Jetzt bitte.
Back with Raquel Welch, and she's going to let us in on her special techniques for getting rid of mental and physical tension. Her latest project is a video called Body and Mind, Total Relaxation and Stress Relief Program. Also joining us is Dr. Joan Borisenko, author of Minding the Body, Mending the Mind, and Guilt is the Teacher, Love is the Lesson, who worked with Raquel on this very project. So, welcome. Joan. How did the two of you collaborate on your video, Raquel?
Well, during the last 10 years, it seems like I've gotten stressed out on a regular basis. So as my next video that I had to do, because I felt I'd done enough on physical fitness, I really wanted to do something about relaxation and stress relief. But I came by this kind of program through my sort of yoga, hatha yoga practices, but I needed somebody really to collaborate with. So I did some research along with my former husband, Andre Weinfeld, and we started reading all kinds of books.
And we really wanted a doctor and somebody to give a kind of medical background to it and help us, you know, put this video together. So I was really expecting to find a rather senatorial character, somebody like Walter Cronkite, perhaps, you know, gray-haired stethoscope. And instead, I found this wonderful book that I always confuse, Minding the Mend and
Minding the Body, Mending the Mind.
That's it. But anyway, Joan was the author, and as I read this book, I thought, this is exactly the way I feel, but she has a way of putting it. And I'm sure I would get along with her, and I'm sure we could collaborate well. So it was a kind of wonderful thing, because she's in Boston, and graduate of the Harvard Medical School, and I called her on the telephone and said, could we get together about this video?
She rang you up, and it was Raquel Welch. Did you go, my Lord, what does she want?
It is an odd thing.
Sure it
when
is.
you've been sitting in a laboratory most of your life, and this is not the usual kind of thing when your husband says, dear, it's Raquel Welch on the telephone, you know.
You say, sure, honey, go back to work, you know.
Yes, and what was delightful about it was what's always delightful about getting to know people. You find they're a human being, just like anyone else.
And their essence.
And that's their essence. And I found that Raquel was a most delightful person to work with and really enjoyed the process.
So tell us, what can we do for stress?
Well, you know, for many years I ran a mind-body clinic at one of the Harvard teaching hospitals. And
which is, by the way, the name of the video, Body and Mind.
Right. Body and Mind is the name of the video, and I ran a mind-body clinic. Well, that's what you're here for, is so that people can really get help from it, Raquel. And this was a clinic for people with stress-related illnesses, and I used to have those myself, migraine headaches and stomach tension and back pain, and I developed high blood pressure by the time I was 24, and found that there were some very simple things that you could do that really shifted your whole body's balance. And
like what, Joan?
Well, the key to that is actually breathing.
Breathing?
Breathing. Did you ever notice that when you get tense and uptight, your breathing gets fast and shallow?
Yeah,
Isn't that true?
Your chest actually tightens
Your
up.
chest tightens, and if you really pay attention, you can notice that your heartbeat is accelerating.
Faster?
If you had a blood pressure cuff, you would see that your blood pressure was in fact rising. If you took a blood sample, you'd see the hormones in your blood were changing.
Really?
And what was starting this, of course, was a thought and then an emotion, but that all came together to change the breathing. And so the breathing is the single most important skill that we found to teach people, to just be able to say, I can take a deep breath,
Abdominal.
I can let go.
As you had mentioned backstage.
Yes, exactly. It's really, the whole video is based on this very simple technique of abdominal breathing. Because as Joan just said, the breathing rises up like this when you get scared. And you have to remember to just place it down below the navel in the abdomen. And it's deceptively simple, however. That's why there's a whole video on it. Just to take people through it, pace by, you know, step at a time. And the video's in 3 parts, actually. The beginning part is something like this show, because Joan and I discuss what stress is all about and how it affects the breathing in the beginning part. And then I teach the abdominal breathing. And then there are some yoga-related exercises that help you really get rid of some of the stuff in the neck and the back. And, you know, all this, when you really get tight, it really gets into your body. And you need to get it out. And then the last part of the tape is a guided meditation. And the real nifty part also is it's a 2-pack, because I put an audio cassette in with it.
Yes, this is very good.
Is
So when you travel,
traveling.
you don't have to plug it into a TV or a VCR.
You just take this thing and put in your little tape deck.
And you can breathe anywhere.
Yeah, well, Joan and I thought that was a great...
That's the most important thing, except when you're underwater.
I mean it! You can breathe anywhere.
But you know what
my girl.
Do you know what's so great is that Joan and I felt that once you learn this thing, sometimes if you don't have the crutch of the video going, just the headset will help just take you there. In other words, help you tune out and get away from the everyday stresses at home, at the office, in a park, somewhere, even in your car. And the neat thing is to remind yourself that the breath is, as you say, it's with you all the time. It's right there. It's your best friend. It's your connection.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody.
De-stress.
As we say goodbye to Raquel and Joan.
Consistency is the whole banana. No mean, 30 minutes a day in order to make that really pay off. You know, you have to really hit it. You got to do it. There ain't no other way. If you work 24 hours a day in a gym, you could have a pretty amazing body, but the idea is that you still want to have a life. So, 30 minutes a day will just about cut it for you. You can feel good about yourself and look real hot, too.
Well, I think that there's always that time, you know, when summer comes around, when you really get into a full panic and you think, oh my God, you know, I really have to do something now. It's the ultimate threat. You can't get around it. I mean, the basic thing is you've got to be fit or you're going to look like mashed potatoes. I didn't make the rules, you know?
Celebrate National Fitness Month.
I want to get to this new study that came out recommending that women have to now exercise 1 hour every single day.
But that's not a lot.
Just to maintain your current weight. Well, it's not a lot for you, perhaps, and I can't believe we're talking about women's bodies with each other. But the fact is,
well, I'm not
for me, that would be a lot.
Here.
That would be a lot. And then what's the point? Even if you do manage to do it, the men still go off with those chippies. So
are you pointing to me?
No, I was not pointing to you.
I'm sorry. I've been set up here.
No, what's your secret?
30 seconds.
No,
what is
you look
30
wonderful.
seconds. No, it's not about the. But I mean, this is first of all, that discipline that gave me has just persisted, and I can't help it. I do find that I feel better. I look better. I think that it is the biggest beauty secret that anybody could have if you will just put in the time with the exercise. It's not news. Women do have to exercise. I do know how to go into training, I trained. And there's a Raquel in training who, you know, is like a military recruit. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm in my yoga class.
5 in the morning?
Yeah, because I have to get in my car by 6, and I do like to be awake when I'm driving.
You have a daily regimen that I think everybody would really like to know. Wouldn't you like to know what she does every single day? Yes. To look like this. So what do you do? What do you do for exercise?
Well, usually I do get up at about 5 a.m., and I get in my car at about 6.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to my yoga class. I did my yoga and all of that in my leotard, and I go to my yoga class at 6:30. Okay. And then there's the exercise, and there's so many areas that women are concentrated on. But I do think that there are other priorities in other women's lives, and they don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to a yoga class at 6:30. And I'm in a room that's probably 110 degrees. And that's an hour and a half of yoga in like 110 degrees.
Bikram?
Yeah, Bikram
Oh, you do
yoga.
Bikram yoga?
Yeah,
okay.
all these many years.
If you don't know what Bikram is, it's the heated yoga, and you go into a very, very hot room, and you both sweat it off and work it off.
That's right, and it's not easy.
No.
So it is kind of torture, and needless to say, since I've been doing it for about 30 years now, I'm not as good as I used to be, and it's a little daunting, you know. I sort of stand way over on the sides. So
or in
that
the
I don't...
back, right? I mean, I always stood back with my back to the wall so nobody could see me.
Well, you know, I can't...
But there are mirrors.
Well, yeah, there are mirrors. And unfortunately, I kind of need to see myself, or otherwise I kind of fall over. I need balance, and so I need something to focus.
You look tremendous.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was about 35, I discovered a wonderful discipline, which is called yoga. And I swear by it. It's a kind of a special practice that is physical fitness, but people don't think of it that way. They think it's just about oming out, you know, and sitting down and meditating. That's a small part of it, but there is a physical part of hatha yoga that really is just wonderful if you want to have as many good years as you can possibly get, you know. It does work. And it was just meant my sanity and keeping my looks together and everything to me. I don't know, I think I would have jumped off a building long ago if I hadn't found yoga.
Gut, das ist Ihr Tipp. Also Sie sagen ja. Wenn er es nun nicht schafft, dann wissen Sie ja, er hat gerade Schuh geplattelt, das ist bereits belegt. Gibt es eine andere Geschichte, wo Sie sagen, das würden Sie uns schnell hier so im Vorbeigehen noch...
He has to do this lying down?
Ja, im Liegen.
Wenn Sie wollen, auch liegen, mir ist egal. Also irgendeine Übung, wo wir sagen, dass...
Nein, ich will nicht liegen. Nein.
No, it's quite all right.
Ist schon in Ordnung.
Also wollen Sie tanzen, wollen Sie singen, Sie können alles machen. Haben Sie ein Angebot oder wollen Sie sich nicht festlegen? Ja.
If my bet fails,
Also wenn ich
maybe I would
verliere,
teach you,
dann
since I'm a
könnte ich
yogi.
zum Beispiel, ich bin ja eine Yogalehrerin, eine Yogi, und dann bringe ich Ihnen eine Stretchübung bei.
Yoga macht sie. Das wundert mich, weil...
Also nichts zu Ernsthaftes, Schwieriges für Sie. Einfach nur, ich werde Ihnen zeigen, wie man eine Yoga-Dehnungsübung macht. Um das Ganze ganz subtil zu machen, flexibel, gut für den Kreislauf, das Blut fließt in den Kopf und so weiter.
Da freue ich mich.
Ich versuche, Sie dazu zu bringen, mit dem Kopf Ihre Knie zu berühren.
And I also sort of intermix it with weight training and
Do you work out every day?
I do work out usually when I am in training, 6 days a week, but I'm not perfect.
You look amazing.
Thank you very much.
What's your secret of staying healthy and looking so young?
I just live right, darling. Okay, thank you so much for coming out.
Use it or you lose it.
That is going to have to be the last word. Here comes the computer. I am sorry. Use it or lose it from Raquel Welch.
Hola! Mind if I join you?
Of course.
What a beautiful day.
It is.
Oh, I need to stretch. Okay?
All right.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
And one. And two.
All right.
And three.
Yep, 3.
Oh, I feel so much better. Come on.
I've been watching you, and you've been pretty terrific. Oh, occasionally you were a little flaky, but nothing serious. For the most part, very good. And now it's the end of the week, and you deserve some fun.
If you've been wondering where I've been ever since the time we were together, well now, here I am. I'm right here by your side, here to give you back the love you gave to me. If you've been thinking about the girl you used to know and thought the dance would last forever, well now, here we are, never too far. Here we are, we're back together. Look at me, let me see you smile. This girl's back in town, and she means business. This girl's back in town, she's back for good. If you only knew what I've been through, well then you understand why I come back to you. No more fooling around. This girl's back in town, and she ain't leaving. No, this girl's back in town. She's back for more. Well, now I know what's right from wrong, and now I know the only place where I belong. No more fooling around. I've been away a long time. And I've been through some changes. I know that you understand. Through it all, you were there for me. And now I'm back, here to stay. Here we are, we're back together. Look at me. Let me see you for good. She's back in the neighborhood. She's back, feeling strong. She's back where I belong. This girl's back in town, and I ain't leaving. This girl's back in town. She's back for good. Well, now I know what's right from wrong. About the girl you used to know. Thought the dance would last forever. Well, now, here we are, never too far. Here we are, we're back together. Look at me. Let me see you smile.
This Girl's Back in Town, done by the newest rock diva, Raquel Welch. And she is here.
Oh, Devo-do.
Devo-do. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, you happy with the video?
I am. I think it's pretty good.
Got some more planned? Music videos?
Well, I guess first to put out an album and then find out what would be the hot tunes on the album and then do videos on those songs to try to get all of the elements together. In fact, you know, that's what I think I'd like to do with music, because I think that it's easier sometimes because it's more of a cathartic thing. When you sing, you know, your ass is really well out over the line. And so you're able to, you know, to be sexy, to be vulnerable, to be strong, to make a social comment, maybe to just have fun. There's a lot of things you can do in a song, and it's kind of a shorthand cut, you know, right to the heart of things.
I want to talk more about...
And I think it's, for that reason, I think that it's music business is maybe speaking louder and you know...
More solid, too.
More intimately to people on the street.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
I'm going to be fine now. I'll be fine. I'm calming down.
Listen, from one man dingo warrior, this has been a great opportunity to have
Bobby.
you here. And,
thank you.
You know, if anything happens that you know, you and Andre come to a party, you just come to me for intensity from my panther-like lines. Okay?
Oh.
Oh, thank you. And we'll do that in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But we haven't heard it from you, and tonight's your night. We've joked around and had a good time, and we've been naughty and all that kind of stuff. But in all honesty, thanks for being here, and you do look great. Raquel Welch, give it up.